Good morning, guys, and welcome back to the channel. I just got home from a 12-hour night shift, and actually the 5th one in a row. So today we're going to get in the shop and address a few things. We got some squeaks and creaks, and we're going to clean her up and add a little pizzazz, you might say. So stick around. All right, we made it back to the house, and first thing we're gonna get after is stickers. Can't have an off-road vehicle without stickers, right? First thing we're gonna do is get these windows good and clean, rubbing some rubbing alcohol on them. Make sure we get all the dirt and dust and grime and whatever else off these things. Next, I'm going to tape this thing off, and generally you would use painter's tape, but I couldn't find mine, so Gorilla Tape it is. Alright, right now I'm just trying to smooth everything out before I pull it off. Well, this is the final product. Do I have enough stickers now? It's morning. I didn't last very long yesterday with no sleep, so we're gonna get back at it again, see what we can get into and see what we can figure out. First thing I'm gonna get into is I don't remember the last time I changed my spark plugs, so probably time for some if that's the case. First thing you're gonna do is unclip the wires off your coil pack. And you're going to grab a 10 mil, an extension, and undo the coils. With that bolt out, I'm just going to pull this coil pack out. And you're going to grab a spark plug socket. Let's see what we got here. Focus. Well, doesn't look awful, but definitely needs changing. I'm going back in with some NGK laser iridium plugs. You want to get these snug but not super tight. That'll work. Going back in with the coil pack. Make sure that plops down on there. Tighten that 10 mil back up. And hook the wire connector back to the coil pack. All right, and that's how you change one of these. We'll go ahead and change the rest of the 7 of them, but I won't bore you with that. All the spark plugs are changed, and since I got everything tore apart, might as well pull the air filter out, clean it off. Ooh, it's gross. Might as well clean the throttle body out too. Maybe without brake cleaner. It wasn't too terribly dirty. All right, now that everything under the hood is good and maintenanced up, I'm going to check my suspension because I've had quite a bit of play in the steering here lately. So, got the front jacked up, grabbed the tire at the 3 and 9. Ooh, there's a lot of play in that. Then at the 6 and 12, I definitely have a wheel bearing real bad out. The passenger side's not near as bad as this one, but you can hear it clicking. Yeah, that one's pretty bad. This thing drives way better now, except for the steering. And got some new wheel bearings ordered and on the way, so hopefully we get that addressed too. Well, it's 3 o'clock in the morning and this just happened. Got a little hail. Whew. Let's see. Yukon looks good, no busted windows. Let's see if the GX has anything. No, GX looks okay. Man. Ooh. Hey guys, welcome back. It's been a couple days, but was waiting on some new wheel bearings to come in. Got these from Cruiser Tech. Just gonna cut these open. And well, that's if I can get it open. All right, a box in a box. Got a sticker out of it. All right, there we are. Brand new entire wheel hub assembly. OEM Toyota. Well, since we got new hubs in, we might as well put the new CV axles in. Since we have those, we might as well put the new front diff in, which means we have to also put in the rear diff. Let's see. Let me start with, and again, I got the spare tire and the rigged ultra swing pulled off. Now I'm gonna get under here and start undoing stuff I can unbolt with the tire still on, since I don't trust those little O'Reilly jack stands very much. I'm gonna start with pulling this track bar off. Now I'm gonna pull the rear sway bar out. I'm gonna buzz these tires off. All right, both tires are spun off. Let's see if these jack stands will hold. Holding so far. All right, didn't fall on me. A little shake test. They seem like they're holding up. Next thing I'm gonna do is unattach these brake lines. Well, that was a pain in the butt, but I got this ABS connector off. Now I'm gonna get the drive shaft disconnected. All right, drive shaft is out. The only thing holding this thing in here now are the shocks and the upper and lower links. So we're gonna jack it up, undo the shocks so it'll get full droop. I can pull the springs out and we can start unhooking the links. Shocks are disconnected. All that's left is to unhook the links and do something quite controversial with the e-brake lines, and then we'll be out. Well, it's morning again. You can see my nice little puddle of brake fluid there because I forgot to pinch the lines off. But today we have got to get that pulled out the rest of the way. New one slapped in there and do the front because I've got to go to work tomorrow, so we got to get this thing done. All right, everything is unattached except for the e-brake cable. So we're just gonna go ahead and cut those off. Unattached. All right, we are free. And just like that, the 8.2 is sitting underneath it. I've got the lower links finger tight because you don't want to tighten the bolts up until it's sitting at ride height or you'll bind those bushings up inside. So the rear coils just sit right on the axle, and you don't need this spring conversion kit from the 470 axle because this 460 axle didn't come with airbags in the rear. It came with coils. So I'm gonna toss that out. The new 8.2 is fully installed now. Now we're gonna head up to the front and get started on putting that in there. Let's see. I got the tire off, got a jack stand, and just in case, I have the winch rope as an extra little safety. All right, tires off. We're gonna start getting this dust cover out of here so we can get to the CV axles, get those swapped out too. Dust cover off. Straighten out this cotter pin. Get that dude pulled out. Maybe. There she goes. All right, now we're going to use this 36 millimeter socket. Get this axle nut off. she is. And you need to get one of these if you have a GX so you can swap CV axles when you break them. Next thing I'm going to do is get this tie rod off of here so that I can move this freely. Tie rod's pulled off. I'm going to pull the brake caliper off. Alright, brakes off. Now I'm going to pull this rotor off. Now I'm going to pull these 4 bolts out here to get the hub assembly off. Alright, old hub is pulled out. You may have to do a little prying like I did to get it out of the spindle, but she's out. Now we're going to get this CV out. Got the 2 lower control arm piece bolts pulled out so that I can just pick up this spindle and out comes the CV axle. Well, that didn't really work. The CV just separated. Little update. I've got both sides pulled apart. Got the front drive shaft disconnected. Having trouble getting this last 2 front diff bolts out. Let me show you what I mean. So, this one, of course, is easy to get to. The issue is this little ball joint looking piece that goes down into the frame. So, it bolts on here like this with 2 bolts right there. Having trouble getting clearance to get a gun on them, and can't seem to pull them out with a wrench unless I strip them out. So we'll update you whenever that gets resolved. Well, it's the next day. I ran out of steam about 1 o'clock last night, but so we got the old one out, got the new diff in. Something else I wanted to show you was this little vent tube that you have to reach up in the driver's side wheel well to get to. But that front diff, man, that was a pain. But yeah, it'll get done after a while. I've got to go to work in about an hour, so I did not meet my deadline, but rear is completely done. That's it for this one. I've got to go to work, but in the next one, we will be buttoning up the front and doing some trimming I desperately need, which speaking of, should I stay with the 35s or should I go up to 37s? Leave your opinions in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe. See you on the next one. Bye.